We are here at University of Glasgow and to talk about a poem by Helen Adam called Mune Rune. And Leanne, you know a bit about the melody that we're going to try to sing.
Yeah, I have this book. It's the Helen Adam song book that has transcriptions by Carl Grunberg, but I think they're off tapes from Naropa where she sang some of the tunes. And there's also tapes on Modpo. All right. So there was a tune that we learned before that we improvised for a soundtrack to a film that Kay Prevale found when she was doing archival work on Helen Adam in the Buffalo Archive. And we used another tune that was a ballad tune. Where, ballad tunes are kind of interchangeable in a certain way because they're in the ballad meter, the 4 beats and the 3 beats, 4 beats, 3 beats. Mm-hmm. But then just now, I got Stephen Taylor to transcribe the music for the songbook, and so we have a different tune. So we've got 2 tunes in play in my head. So maybe let's just try this, Laynie. Sing, women of the earth, sing down the moon. When the seas are motionless, then will she droon. Yon jealous virgin, all in heaven serene, spying on earth's lovers with Aveline. Forge me a black dirk to fling at the sky. Weave me a spider's web, will float so high. Sing, women of the earth, sing down the moon. Sister, she's bound to fall, sudden and soon. His lane, that lordly sun, in the heavens move, till not a heart or earth remembers love. From every breaking wave, her weird will dree. Droon, droon, the goddess in her silver sea. Let lure again the unborn to the breast. Then shall a woman love and the seas rest. And there shall be no more moonlight, there shall be no more moonlight, there shall be no more opposites on all the earth. Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
That was our first
Our
try.
premiere. Okay. Our premiere
Thank you for asking
spell.
me to sing it
Thank
with
you for being the witch with me.
Okay, so let's talk
Sister.
about this amazing ballad. So let's just start with the title. So it's spelled Mune, M-U-N-E, and then Rune. So that's obviously a alternate spelling of M-O-O-N, but Rune.
But maybe it's an ancient Scottish kind of language.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is a rune? Should we just gloss rune?
Yeah, sure. Like
Okay.
the little, you tell it. The little
So
tiles.
divinatory system,
With trees.
and there's it's made of shells, bone, or stone with markings on them. I actually made a set of my own runes. I picked out the
Yeah, my kid did
stones
too.
from the river and wrote with ink, and it's a Norse alphabet. It's not the only one, but
Some of them correspond to sacred trees. Not all of them, but some
right.
of them
So
do,
the
yeah.
legend is that Odin discovered the runes while hanging upside down, from the name of the tree that I could never pronounce. It's spelled Y-D-G.
Yggdrasil?
Yggdrasil tree in a hypnotic state, and then saw the letters in the water, and it's this ancient divinatory system. So you pull one or a few, and it's like reading tarot or I Ching or...
Yeah.
So here's our title, Mune Rune.
Yeah, so it's the other tune that I knew before that I think it was Nada Gordon beamed in from when we were doing the soundtrack that Kristen asked us to make a soundtrack for the film. It was more minor, and it was like, sing women of the earth, sing down the moon. When all seas are motionless, then will she droon. And they're both great, but like they have a different feeling. This one seems, I mean, we don't know until we find a tape of Helen singing it how it really sounds. But you know, this is more upbeat. So there's a funny kind of disjunct between the ominous apocalyptic kind of intensity that this gets to, and it's like this kind of camp song. Like everybody's together, all the witches. Come on, witches, let's do this. Let's think about the end of the world. We're not going to have any more babies. You know. I mean.
Right, yeah, that was my reading. Okay, we're jumping way ahead.
Sorry,
I love it.
I would do that.
So, far as we know, there is no recording of Helen singing this, but this melody that Stephen transcribed, is that based on somebody who heard Helen singing? Is that what we think? Or we don't know where that...
No, I think it's a tape from Naropa.
Oh, okay, so maybe there's a tape at
So we'll have to
Naropa
find it,
that's not digitized and not available. That we'll follow up on that. All right.
Look,
So back to the text of the poem.
thank you.
Sing, women of the earth, sing down the moon. So sing down the moon. What does that mean?
Well, it's an invocation. It's asking all the women to come together, and they're of the earth. We're of the earth. We're earthly, mortal, that die and give birth. But this is the witchy goddess kind of part. Like, let's get the moon and bring her down to us. I mean, the moon is the changeable feminine that's like, you know, dark and light.
And there's a solar masculine principle seeing up the sunrise, and this is kind of the opposite. Like, we want the end of the night. If the moon is coming down, like the moon is rising, the night is coming. If we want to bring down the moon, it's this magical thing, like to bring the moon to the women, but it's also the ending. Let's end the night, which I think connects to what you just said. And no more child rearing, none of that. No more procreation. Women are going to be free from that, from those mortal, corporeal.
Yeah, there shall be no more moonlight. Yeah. But there'd be no more opposites, and there'd be no more sun or moon. I mean, to me, bring down the moon meant like, let's bring the power of the moon. I didn't think of it as like bring the moon and then end the night. I thought it was like in the middle of the night, like let's bring this power of the moon to
I
make
think
this
it's both.
apocalypse happen.
I mean, I agree also with what you're saying too.
Yeah, yeah. What one of the few terms I don't know is his lane. Let the lordly sun. I wonder what that is. His lane. Let the lordly sun.
So the way that I read that was, let the sun stay in his own lane. We're dealing with let the lordly sun stay in his own lane. We're interested in the moon, and bringing down the moon.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, like,
and that's a very modern use of lane. I thought it must be some like lane, like some ancient Scottish term. I don't know. I like the lane.
I mean, I'm just riffing.
Stay in your own lane.
I don't know, but I feel like there is this talking down to the sun and talking up the moon, even if that riff isn't exactly what she had in mind. Yeah. And I think there's something that transcends gender in here. Like, it's not anti-male. Yeah. It's definitely it's women gathering, but I feel like it's calling for an end to this binary thinking about gender, where women have to just have babies and take care of everything.
What about the second stanza, yon jealous virgin, old in heaven serene? So that's Virgin Mary.
I thought I thought that the moon is being addressed. In the second stanza, yon jealous virgin, all in heaven serene, spying on earth's lovers, and So to bring down the moon is like stop it, because moonlight is romantic. Moonlight is when lovers court, and so it's this call to end all this wooing and courting and moonlight and romance. It's ruining all the women's life. No more moonlight, no more moon.
Yeah.
Come down where we can have your power, so you'll stop enchanting people to.
And she's got a black dirk, a knife, sort of phallic,
Right.
but she's throwing it toward the sky.
Yeah,
like,
which stanza is the dirk knife?
The third.
Forge me a black dirk, which is a long, straight bladed dagger. It also sounds like a dark.
Well, it sounds like a dick, but sorry. Sorry.
That's right.
Dirk is it's a
Right.
phallic knife. I mean, it's like, but it echoes all the ballads of the wee penknife. With a wee penknife held in her hand, she plugged him through and through, from Henry Lee or something. There's always a little
Right.
penknife. The woman always has a little knife. I didn't know a dirk was a big one.
There's
I think it's
also
like medium.
a lot of murder
Yeah.
in her ballads, so in a
Oh,
way
yeah.
it's kind of a
Yeah.
murdering of the moon, murdering of the romantic impulse that the moon represents. And this line, that will float so high, and it's spelled S-A-E, say,
Yeah,
that will
that's
float, say
Scottish.
high, is also, that word also means shaman and
Really?
song and dance when I looked it up.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so. That's interesting. Wait, you mean from like a Scottish
Dictionary.
perspective? Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Hopefully that was correct.
And then I love that she comes back to this, sing women of the earth.
Right.
You know,
Sing down the
it's like
moon.
an invocation. She comes
Yes.
back. It's like a variation of that charge.
Invocation of power, and then his lane let the lordly sun in heavens move till not a heart on earth remembers love. So I read it as let sunlight day eclipse the pain of love and end the night, which made me think of Bernadette Mayer's at the end of Midwinter Day, and it's
Wow.
like and takes away the long dark night.
Yeah.
Although hers is all about love, and this is anti-love. But I mean, it's tongue in cheek. It's not. It's layered. It's not simplistically saying, "Let's end love." It's. I think it's calling for a different kind of love that's bigger.
I just want to go back before we go on to
Yeah.
the second stanza with the Virgin. Totally reminds me of a Blake poem, like Sunflower.
Oh wow!
Sunflower, weary of time, who countest the steps of the sun, seeking after that sweet golden climb, where the traveler's journey is done. When the youth pines away with desire, and the pale virgin shrouded in snow arise
Amazing.
from their graves and aspire where my sunflower wishes to go. But like the thing about the virgin, I don't know,
Yeah.
it just reverbs in my head.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm sure she knew Blake,
Yeah.
I mean, I think of, but one thing I wanted to say about all this, this is the time to redo Helen Adam, because everybody's interested in the occult and the tarot, like you said, like the runes and like all this magical stuff and
It's
random
true.
chants and how that relates. So,
And there is no random.
right.
There is chance.
Yes.
And synchronicity. Okay, so
Okay.
going on to the
Yeah.
second page of
Yeah.
stanzas. From every breaking wave her weird wheel dree. Drune, the goddess in her own siller sea. Ain siller sea, own silver sea.
Sea. And I thought I read dree as draw, but you're saying you have a note that it's endure or suffer. So
Interesting, because the draw, I
To
can
draw.
hear that. So she's talking to the moon goddess, and the silver sea is, I guess, the sky or the reflection of the sea.
in the part in
And-
the tune, it goes up with the silver sea, the goddess. Like it's like a little bit of
The
a
sound goes up,
yeah,
but this
yeah.
drune,
Oh,
that actually
down,
means
okay.
drown.
Drown,
is
like
what
goddess.
drune
Yeah, yeah.
means. But when I hear drune, I think of singing, like croon.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
drowning. So she wants
moon.
but she wants the moon to
Rune.
drown, never to lure again the unborn. Tay the breast, then shall a woman laugh and the seas rest. So moonlight will not enchant lovers. There'll be no sex, thus no reproduction, no conception, and women will be free from eros and childbearing. And
But
that's-
what's weird about that's to me the weirdest line of the whole thing is to never to lure again the unborn to the breast. I mean, you think of the born baby to the breast, but what about the unborn baby to the breast? That is weird.
I think she's trying to say, if there's no pregnancy, then those babies that would have been born will never suckle.
Right. Okay, got it. Yeah, like it's like time.
It's
okay,
like
right.
before.
But there's this weird image of like suckling a baby inside you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like.
Wow.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
and
it's
there
like
shall
the generative is stopped, and she's like calling for it. Then all women will laugh. It's, all women will laugh when this happens. Yeah.
And there shall be no more moonlight, and there shall be no more moonlight, and there shall be no more opposites. Oh, where the earth. Okay, so I think we're on to final thoughts.
All right.
I want to say no more opposites is way ahead of its time, a call for non-binary, which if you look at Helen Adams' life, I mean, Helen Adams' life, she lived with her sister all her life. She didn't understand why people needed to, she didn't care about any of that. She just wanted to do her art and be free to do her art. She didn't understand why anyone would have to have a job or get married or have a baby. It just didn't register for her, and that's, for a woman in that time, it's really ahead of the time, in a time that we're in now, which hopefully is more expansive in terms of gender.
Yeah, and I mean, didn't she even shoo away her sister's suitors? I read that she put like spells on them, and like it's like, get away from my sister. It's like I want her to be with me. Yeah, but yeah, I like what you're saying about it's like no more duality, but it's also like very apocalyptic.
Yes.
It's like there'll be no more, like one of the Blake tarot cards is contraries. Without contraries, there's no forward motion. So that's
right.
Like, so there'll be no more of this yin yang, moon sun stuff, and there'll be no more opposites. So it's in a way it's a culmination, but it's also a cessation.
It's the end of the human race.
Yeah.
It's very dark in a way.
Yeah.
And also
totally.
because all the people who want love and reproduction, which is a lot of people.
And it's a spell. There shall be no more moonlight. There shall be no more moonlight.
Right.
She's like saying it. Like
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But all of her ballads are terrifying.
Right.
Then
that's the good part about them. Yeah.
The melody contrasting with the terror is part of the power, I think. Any one more thing you want to say?
Yeah, we were saying this morning how it was like a hymn, like a club, like the club of the witch goddess. Like an upbeat, it reminds me of some of the Scottish marching tunes of the bagpipes and things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
The airs.
Yeah.
All
Good. Thank you,
right.
Leanne.
Let's all sing Helen Adam together, solo and in big choirs. Let's learn all the tunes let's spread the tunes. Let's figure out all these tunes and songs with music by Helen Adam.
Fantastic.